Good morning, my beautiful soul, for another episode of the Sacred Roots podcast. Today, we're going to talk about two really powerful forces that are always present in your life. I mean, it's usually you're in one or the other, and both these energies are there to guide you, to support you, and to help you live your Dharma, live your most unique and sacred life, where you can be in full alignment with your soul and feel fulfilled, abundant, flowy, playful, joyful, and impact a lot of other people with your gifts. Because, I mean, that's what we came here to do, right? And so those two forces are karma and kriya. They come from Sanskrit, and karma means the action. And it's really the action that binds you. It's a reaction to an action that you're taking. We often think of karma as a bitch, and I'm going to dive into that because really karma is there to help you. And then on the other side, we have kriya, and kriya means flow. And we all want that, right? We want to live in that effortless action. We want to live in that flow. And Kriya is that effortless action and flow, where you feel that you're at the right place at the right time, and that everything is just happening for you, green light after green light. So karma is really happening when there are events that are happening to you. And at first, they're going to be gentle events. They're going to be like a little tap on your shoulder of, hey, that's not actually the right direction you should go into. What if you went left or right instead of going straight? There would be a much better path for you. And so if you're not listening because you're like, no, this sounds good, this sounds fun, or I know what I'm doing and I know where I'm going, the events are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually they're an accident, a divorce, an illness, a huge fail in your business. And these actions are there to tell you, hey, darling, something much better is waiting for you there. Stop going in that direction. But from a human perspective, because it's uncomfortable and it's not what we planned, we're like, damn it, this is terrible. Why is this happening to me? I don't understand. Karma is a bitch. No, karma is simply telling you that you are going in the wrong direction. Because karma is really there to help you live your soul's purpose. Karma is there to help you blossom into the person you came here to be, to let your essence shine through. And so karma happens when you're not in line with your truth, when you don't tune into your truth. And so it's going to become louder and louder until it's heard, until you can't like escape it anymore. And once you listen to your karma, you shift into a Kriya state. So when I talk about karma, I cannot help but think about my divorce. I divorced 6 months after being married, and it happened really wildly, pretty violently, out of the blue. I wasn't expecting anything, except actually I was. So this is going to sound paradoxical, but the truth is that there had been little taps on my shoulders. I had been receiving messages. I was just completely ignoring them. I remember at some point in our relationship, we almost broke up. And then he won me back by inviting me for a beautiful weekend in Venice. So I was like, well, I guess, it was nice. Let's stay together. And then we bought a flat. There were several moments, several signs, several things that happened that just were not in alignment with who I was. And I should have just said, look, you're a really nice guy. We're having a lot of fun, but let's just leave it at that. But because the truth is that I was afraid of not finding anyone that I could potentially be with. You have to think, this might sound crazy to you right now, but I didn't love myself at the time. I thought I was too chubby, not smart enough, not funny enough, not beautiful enough. And I didn't trust myself. I didn't listen to my intuition. Even though I had lots, I didn't listen to my intuition. And I was a real people pleaser because that's how I thought I could gain people's love. And so even though he was not the right guy for me, I stayed with him. And eventually we got married. And then 6 months later, when I came back from 1 month in India to do my yoga teacher training, he left me. We don't need to get into the details of how it really happened. He's going to tell you that I left him. It's an interesting story, but basically we separated. He was with someone else that he had met in the meantime. And so that was karma. It happened in like one discussion, 10 minutes after I had landed in Brussels, after we had just arrived home. It was pretty violent and pretty traumatic. But that event, now in hindsight, when I look at it, the universe was like, oh, you're finally listening to yourself. You're finally doing that yoga thing. You're finally considering to quit your job in the bank. You're finally putting yourself as a priority on your list. You're finally realizing that you don't love yourself and that it's time to love yourself. Now, we're going to get out of the way everything that's not aligned with you, even though you've built those things and you believe they were right and you really wanted them to work. They're not meant for you. Something much better is meant for you. So we're going to clear the way and you're going to get into Kriya. And that's exactly what happened. After that, I got invited to go to Nicaragua to teach yoga. And that's where I discovered ayahuasca and had a really deep experience. I also share about that in another episode. When I was in Nicaragua, I met 2 girls there who became some of my best friends. One of them is now the godmother of my son. After that, I quit the bank and I decided I was going to study energy healing. The day after I signed the paper of my divorce, I met my current husband. Like, it's just mind-blowing when you look at all the events that occurred after we decided to separate and to divorce. I was in complete Kriya. I was also completely surrendering because I was like, I don't know the plan. I'm in the unknown, but I'm excited to be the unknown because I am tired of being who everyone wants me to be. I'm tired of being that people pleaser. I just want to be myself. And so I remember that one question that I kept asking myself is, what do I want? What do I need? And that's the only thing I would listen to. And so I was really surrendering to my desires, my soul's desires, and the guidance that I was receiving. It was actually perfect to let the Kriya in my life unfold the sacred life that I was meant to have. So once you listen to your karma, or once it's put in front of you and you can't ignore it anymore, you shift. If you surrender, you shift into Kriya state. Because Kriya is really, it's the effortless action. Everything is flowy. Everything is smooth. You find yourself at the right place at the right time, meeting the right people that you're meant to have in your life. Doors just open to you. Everything feels flowy. It's like green light after green light. And this is important. No effort is required. I said effortless action. So that means that in order to rebuild your life, or to build the life that you were meant to have, or the business that you are meant to lead, or the relationship that you're meant to have, there's no effort. Everything is flowy, everything is easy, because it comes from a place of desire. It comes from a place of alignment. And when you are in that alignment, your soul gives you the energy to do the right things. And it's awesome because you're super creative, inspiration just flows to you. You're just in that state of ultimate flow. And that's Kriya telling you, this is the right direction. And the more you play with Kriya in your life, the more you surrender, the more that Kriya is going to become affluent and really surprise you with miracles. I can't really, that's really how it's been in my life. I'm again now, I feel in a huge flow period in my life where so many things are falling into places and things that I would never have expected 2 months ago. From a business perspective, from a financial perspective, from a relationship perspective, it's really amazing. It's really the place where we want to be. We want to be in that Kriya state. We want to be in that flow because we want to walk our unique sacred path. And Kriya is telling us you're walking the right path. So now that you are aware of those two forces, the question that I really want you to sit with and to play with in the next days is, what is the force that is present in my life right now? What is the energy that is present? Is it karma? Is it Kriya? If you keep bumping into issues, into closed doors, if everything feels hard, instead of thinking, oh my God, karma is a bitch, this is hard, why do I need to keep hustling and pushing? Take a step back and ask yourself, could this be showing me that there is another way? Could this be a redirection? Could this actually be helping me because something better is waiting for me? And if yes, how can you redirect yourself into that something else? What are the signs? You can pray, meditate, write a letter, whatever you want, and say, I'm ready. Show me the signs. What do I need to do instead? I'm really excited to see you play actually with these two energies because they are really powerful guides to walk the sacred path, the unique path that you came here to walk. So let me know. I would love actually if you would send me an email or send me a message on Instagram or just tag me on social when you share this episode with your friends, your audience, and share how this is really impacting your life and how you're going to use the knowledge and the wisdom of these two energies in your life. Because, you know, information is just information. If we don't do anything about it, it's useless. And I'm teaching all of this to you because I want you to take this wisdom in your life. Let it impact your life. Let it guide you so that you can walk that unique path that you came here to walk. So observe karma and kriya in your life and listen to them. There's a lot of magic that can unfold from them for you. And of course, if you want to dive deeper into that, there is the 16 weeks Surrender live course that is starting the 2nd of February. And I am so excited to dive into this much deeper. This course is going to be truly life-changing. So if you're finally ready to surrender, to live that soul-led life, walk your unique path, live your purpose, and live really with fulfillment, abundance, joy, and impact lots of women while just being fully yourself, then join us in that beautiful course that I cannot wait to start teaching. I'll see you next week in the next episode.